Hi guys, this is the second video in the last few days that has been prompted by my watching someone else's video and feeling a need to respond to it. The last one was the Borderlands video. This one is a response to a video made by Mr. Matty Plays entitled A New Engine Elder Scrolls 6 Wishlist, where he was basically highlighting some of the things that he wants for Elder Scrolls 6. And in this case, his first wish was the new engine. This video is not going to be a rebuttal of what Matty said. In fact, I actually completely agree with him. It is about time Bethesda came up with a new engine. It would be nice to see that in the Elder Scrolls 6. Now, what I really want to do in this video is advise Bethesda to not necessarily pay attention to people's wish lists right now. Before they start looking at the things that we all want added to the Elder Scrolls 6, what I think they need to do is go back and look at all of their previous games and ask themselves, what is it about those games that people loved? Not what are they complaining about and asking us to add or remove, but what is it that they loved and therefore are probably not even talking about it. Because it's a sad fact that we generally focus on the things that bother us, the things that we would like to see added because we feel they are missing, or the things we would like removed because we hate them. We don't necessarily harp on about the things that we're really happy with. And of course, if you're an Elder Scrolls fan who's saying, no, I really want a new engine, yes, the new engine would be nice, but there must be something about the Elder Scrolls series that has kept you a fan this long. There must be things about that game that you love, and I think Bethesda need to go back and figure out what that is. I think this is important because I feel Fallout 4 suffered from Bethesda trying to address all of the criticisms people have levied at them. People have criticised the Fallout games for not being very good FPS games. I mean, I know they were never meant to be FPS games, but people said the interface was clumsy if you were trying to play FPS without VATS. And it is true, that was a valid criticism, and it is something that they definitely improved upon in Fallout 4. And of course, people criticize them for how glitchy their games were, and I would say Fallout 4 is the least glitchy game they have ever made, and so on. So they seem to be trying to focus on things that people were asking for, and I'm afraid my opinion is Fallout 4 lacked many of the things that we just took for granted. And that, in a way, is a problem that perhaps we created, but so did Bethesda. We took it for granted. We never really thought much about some of the things we loved in Fallout. We never really thought about some of the things we loved in all of the Elder Scrolls games. We just kind of expect them to be there. Obviously now we're a little nervous about some of those things. People are going like, is there going to be a voice protagonist in Elder Scrolls? Are you going to remove skills? Don't you dare remove skills. We're focusing on them now because we're worried they might remove them. What Bethesda needs to do is go back and look. What is it that worked in Morrowind? When they released Oblivion, what is it that people really enjoyed, that had changed, and what was it they missed? Same for Skyrim, same for Fallout 3, and I'd even suggest they go look at Fallout New Vegas. A lot of the things that were added there were very well received. Skill checks in conversations, for God's sake, Bethesda. That was such a great thing in Fallout New Vegas. I cannot believe you did not steal that idea. Of course, it would have had to have been perk checks in as you removed skills, which is yet another thing. When you're looking back to see what worked, when you find things that nobody is complaining about, don't try to fix them. I have never heard anybody complaining that the skill system in Fallout was too complicated. I am amazed that you felt the need to simplify it. It just did not need to be done. So identify things that people are perfectly happy with and think about either bringing them back or keeping them if you didn't remove them. I know people always like to talk about innovation and going forward, but when it comes down to it, there are a lot of expectations in a franchise. We have an experience that we expect in a Fallout game. There's an experience we expect in an Elder Scrolls game. You need to identify what drove that experience, what makes Morrowind fans so amazingly nostalgic when they hear the music from that game. What is it that makes people come back time after time, even though you have glitches? Because we complain about the glitches, we complain about the engine, and yet we keep coming back. My wish, my primary wish, is that you figure out what it is that's driving us. Now, I could give you a list of things that I want and that keep me playing your games, but I think it's a better idea if you just go back and look at every review and all the comments and just generally talk to a lot of people, not just YouTubers and game critics. Just get a feel for what it was that worked. And then do not be afraid to just reuse it. If it worked, it worked. Sure, it will be nice if this game has a new engine. It will be nice if it looks a bit better. It will be nice if it has cool new features, like many of the cool new features in Fallout 4. But it won't matter how good the engine is and how many new features you add. If you release the Elder Scrolls 6 and it doesn't scratch the itch I want it to scratch, my Elder Scrolls experience, I'm not going to love the game. And so that's my advice to Bethesda when trying to figure out what to put in to Elder Scrolls 6. Don't focus on people's wish list. Focus on the things they never talk about, because those are probably the things they're perfectly happy with.